So I want to now bring in Bitfury Group CEO Brian Brooks. And Brian, you were at this House crypto hearing, and I read that where you said that one way to regulate the industry would be by preventing people from investing in crypto because you want them to avoid the volatility and suggesting maybe only the rich should have access. And when I read that, I'm saying to myself, golly, that seems to be 100% opposite of what the crypto story is supposed to be about. Tell us why this is the way to go.
Well, Charles, it's not that it's the way to go. What I was trying to do is give an example of what the current U.S. regime is all about. So we have this rule in the United States called the Accredited Investor Rule. It's a big exemption from securities laws. And what it does is it allows rich people, people with a certain threshold of assets or a certain income, to invest in IPOs, initial coin offerings, and all kinds of other things, which is where wealth is generated. So the point I was trying to make is not that we should embrace that, but that we should recognize that unless we have regulatory reform soon, the only people who will participate in Web3 are rich people.
I understand. Now, at the same hearing, Congressman Patrick McHenry of North Carolina said that technology is already in place, that this technology, this whole Web3 technology, is already regulated. Is he right, or should there be, so quote unquote, some common sense rules put in there?
Yeah, I mean, what I would say is common sense is kind of in the eye of the beholder. But right now, lending is regulated. Truth in advertising is regulated. Securities and derivatives are regulated. So the question I always have is, how come whenever a new technology comes along in this country, we think the solution is to build a new regulatory agency? We've got plenty of agencies. The issue is understanding how this technology fits into the current framework and letting investors and builders move forward.
Right.
That's our problem, is we haven't done that yet.
I'm worried, and I think a lot of crypto investors are worried that next year you could see really more, Washington, D.C. go after them. I mean, we just had this infrastructure bill that was passed. There were some things in there that put a tremendous onus on just regular crypto investors. I mean, think about this. November 15th, the bill was passed. Bitcoin was around 65,000. It's been as low as 45,000. How worried are you that once the government's, the sort of camel's nose gets under the tent, that we could see too much regulation? Are you confident that this hearing and other hearings will maybe educate Washington and make sure that they don't destroy this industry?
Well, Charles, I couldn't ask the question better myself. I mean, I'm worried about two basic things. One of those things is that the people who talk about regulating this really mean they want to prevent it. That's a big worry. But the other thing I worry is we have these existing structures through which we conduct finance in this country. They're called banks and broker-dealers. And if you were serious about regulating this asset, what you would do is you would let it into the existing system. You'd let banks use Ethereum and Solana to clear payments as opposed to using Fedwire and the automated clearinghouse, for instance. But for some mysterious reason, the same people who claim to want crypto regulation are preventing crypto from entering the regulated economy. Now, explain that to me.
Yeah, great point. Brian, thank you so much for coming on. Really appreciate it. We're going to probably need you a few more times next year.
Always a pleasure, Charles.
All right, thanks.